Everything I've built, everything I've sworn to protect, is at stake tonight. Gotham, my city, my home, teeters on the edge of annihilation, and at the heart of this looming chaos stands Khazan, the First Berserker, an unstoppable force of nature, a nightmare made flesh, and the ultimate test of the man behind the mask. I've faced monsters before, but Khazan, he's different. He's not chaos like the Joker, or vengeance like Two-Face. Khazan is fury, unbridled and pure. Watching his combat footage again, I catch myself. My hands are clenched tight around the console, knuckles aching against my gloves. The precision of his movements, the devastating force behind his strikes. It's almost too familiar. He fights like I do. No, he fights like I could if I ever let the rage take over. That realization chills me. Each time I press play, it's like staring into a dark mirror. One that reflects what I've fought my entire life to avoid becoming. I catalog his every move, studying the patterns, noting his moments of vulnerability. But the question gnaws at me. If this is what I'm capable of when the leash snaps, then what separates us? The mask? The code? Or is it just time? The nightmares come every night now. My parents' faces, their last moments before the gunshots echoed. Khazan's shadow looms over them and over me. I wake in a cold sweat, reaching for clarity, for control. But in my dreams, I'm the one pulling the trigger. That's what terrifies me the most. Gotham needs a plan, and I've always had plans. Tonight, I'm building one that will stop Khazan. I found a vulnerability in his berserker fury. A fleeting moment after his most devastating attacks when he's exposed. A weakness. A chance. But it's a narrow window, and exploiting it would require something I've sworn never to do. Lethality. I stare at the schematic I've drafted. It's effective, efficient, ruthless. It's everything I've spent my life avoiding. The weight of it settles on me like lead. If I follow this plan, Khazan will fall. But so will I. The man who made the vow in that alley so many years ago, he won't survive this.
Master Bruce, you've barely slept. Perhaps a moment's rest.
I don't have time, Alfred. If Khazan...
If Khazan wins, Gotham falls, I know. But at what cost will you secure its survival?
His eyes meet mine, and for a fleeting second, I see the concern buried beneath his calm exterior. He knows what I'm considering. Maybe he even knows what I've decided. I push past him and descend further into the cave. Training simulations run non-stop. My movements grow sharper, more aggressive. I push myself to the brink and beyond, testing the limits of my endurance, my control. But there are moments, split seconds, when the control slips. My strikes become too forceful, my thoughts too clouded. The line I've drawn between justice and vengeance wavers. Dick notices. So does Tim. They exchange worried glances, but neither says it outright. They don't need to. I can feel it in their hesitation, in the way they hang back when I take down another gang of Gotham's worst. My punches land harder now. Too hard. I tell myself it's to send a message. I'm lying. To them, to myself. As I finalize the plan, I feel the toll it's taken. It's all-consuming, this weight. I can't sleep. I can barely eat. Even the simplest conversations with Gordon or Lucius feel strained, distant. My world has narrowed to this single point. Stopping Khazan. Everything else, even the people I care about, feels secondary. The question keeps me awake long after the city has gone to sleep. Do I cross the line? Do I become the monster Gotham needs to stop this nightmare? Or do I cling to the code that defines me, even if it means losing everything? The Bat computer hums softly as I stand before it, staring at the culmination of weeks of work. My plan. My choice. In this moment, I'm not sure I recognize the man staring back at me in the reflection of the screen.
You're more than this.
Alfred says quietly from behind me.
The man who made that vow in the alley all those years ago is still in there. You just have to find him.
And if I don't? My voice is barely above a whisper.
Then you must ask yourself, Master Bruce, is it the city you're saving, or is it yourself?
The line between hero and monster has never felt so thin. And as the clock ticks closer to my confrontation with Khazan, I know this. Whatever choice I make, it will define me. Not just as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne. I step into the shadows, the cape trailing behind me. The bat signal cuts through the night sky, illuminating the choice I'll have to make when I face Khazan. And in that moment, I realize the truth. The battle isn't just against the First Berserker. It's against myself.